Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Randall from the ITRC, and joining me today are Lori Austell and Mark Cooper, and we'll be talking about from Moodle to Canvas, preparing for a seamless transition. And for a quick overview of what we'll talk about, we'll discuss preparing your course for a seamless transition to Canvas, identifying steps to take after importing, and exploring learning opportunities and resources. And so, Lori, what would you like to tell us today?
All right. So you may be wondering, where do I start? We're going to look at some steps you can take to prepare your course to be converted to Canvas. And Kathy and I are going to be taking turns on the slides. So Kathy?
So the first thing you're going to want to do is to request a sandbox. There are two types of sandboxes you can request. You can request an initial learning sandbox where you can just play and do whatever you want and just experiment with Canvas. And then you can also request a course-specific sandbox, and you can access that request through the link on the slide, and we will post these slides at the end with the links. So a sandbox is then created in both Moodle and Canvas. You can use your Moodle sandbox to build your course and then use that as a place to edit and do all these things that we're going to talk about, and then move that Moodle course into your Canvas sandbox for your.
And the reason we suggest a Moodle sandbox is so that you can import your content from your most recent course and make changes and updates without worrying about destroying any of your previous content or student submissions or anything like that. So you'll just bring it into your Moodle sandbox, and that'll be a place that you can do these things. Like we suggest that you do some file maintenance. I know a lot of us have files that we've saved there because we might need them someday, or maybe we have doubles of things. So we recommend that you get those cleaned up. And we also suggest that you rename those with a descriptive name. So I know, like, if you record a Zoom meeting on the cloud, it just gives you this weird name that's a bunch of numbers and everything. So that's not going to mean anything to you once you import that possibly into your Canvas course. So go in and look at those files you have in your course and what you've named them, so that you'll be able to place them in the correct place when you bring them into Canvas. And then also any activities that maybe you've been saving that midterm that you used a couple semesters ago, but there are issues. Just go ahead and get rid of those kinds of things so that when you bring it over to Canvas, you'll have a nice clean copy of the things that you plan to use going forward. And then you can also identify any activities that might not be available in Canvas, and we can help you find ways to replace some of those things. And these are things like feedback, choice, lessons, H5P. There's some quiz questions that we'll have to probably redevelop in Atomic Assessment or some other tools. So we do have a document on what won't come over, and I think we'll get to that in a couple slides here. But that will help you to just streamline that import process.
So you're going to want to upload your videos to Panopto, and Panopto is our video management solution. You can only upload instructor videos. You cannot upload YouTube or copyrighted material. That's what I'm looking for. But it frees up that space in your G Drive, provides automatic captioning, and you can see, as the instructor, some viewer statistics and analytics, and there are engagement tools that you can add to Panopto as well.
So when you're ready to bring your course over into Canvas, the first thing you're going to do is make a backup of your Moodle Sandbox course. And if you're not aware of that, up at the top of your Moodle, you'll click More and then choose Course Reuse, and then select Backup. And that's going to create a backup file. When it's done creating it, you'll see a link to that, and you'll want to download that onto your computer, a USB or your hard drive or whatever, so that then you can import that into Canvas. So, and note the file size. We are limited to about 500 megabytes per course. And so if your file size is bigger than that, you may have to go back and maybe delete a few things and then bring them in later. Or if you're having those issues, let us know and we can take a look at your course and see what might be causing that. Sometimes it's a bunch of extra files or videos, things like that. And there is a link on the slides how to back up and restore a Moodle ISU course. And I say MBZ file type because you won't be able to open that on your computer. It only talks to Moodle and Canvas. So if you're trying to open it and it looks like gobbledygook, that's why.
All right. So then once you've created your backup in Moodle, you're going to open Canvas and log in, and you're going to find your course shell that your sandbox that you want to import this in. And then in the settings, you're going to upload and import this Moodle backup file. When you import it, you're going to want to select the Moodle 1.9/2.x as the content type, because that's what you backed it up as. So that's what you're going to import it as. You're going to click the import button, and then you'll see a progress bar. And when the import is complete, it will say it's complete, and then it will give you a list, if there are any, a list of issues that the backup encountered that you can review. Sorry, the link at the bottom, when we do these, when we send this out, we'll link to the documentation that we have for this.
Perfect. So some steps that you can take after you import into Canvas. There may be some issues, as Kathy said. Canvas will create a report of any import issues, like questions that didn't come over or files that were corrupt, those types of things. And it's very easy for you to go through. It's a wizard. You can access each of those items separately, and it'll help you resolve any of those. Some of them might be broken links. Some of them might be improper structure of headings, those types of things. So you can work on resolving those. And then you'll want to do a side-by-side comparison of Moodle and Canvas. And it's nice if you have two monitors so you can have both of them at the same time, because it's not going to come over exactly the same. For example, if you are like me and you like to put little images in the title of your module, those will come over as a page. And so you'll have to either put those images somewhere else, or that's something that you'll have to look at and analyze how you want to structure that. But you'll need to look at your modules. And then Canvas is more like a filing system. So in the left-hand margin, you have access to all of the pages in your course, all of the files. There is an assignment. There is a quiz folder. And so things are stored in there, and that's how you add them then into your modules. So you'll want to compare and make sure that everything is there. And if things didn't come quite the way you expected, you'll want to go add those files and those types of things. And then the last thing we recommend is that you run the course link validator. This is a really nice feature in Canvas. It will search through your whole course and come back with a list of any URLs or links that aren't working. It will also indicate if you used a link that is not descriptive enough, like if it's just the long link to a Google Drive or something. It will suggest that you make that more descriptive. So those are the types of things that it will bring in. And it's also like a wizard where you can fix each thing individually, and it makes it really easy to go through and do that. And that is under settings. So if you're in Canvas, you'll click on your settings, and it's over on the right-hand side in that little menu of things that you can do. I had to look for it. That's why I'm telling you where it is.
Just to add to that before we go, the last thing you'll probably want to do is just double check your gradebook to make sure that it is set up the way you want, because it doesn't come over the same. It doesn't come over set up. All the activities come over, and you have to rebuild the categories and the weights and put that all back together. So there's just a little bit of gradebook work that you have to do there. So then we have, this is the alternative activities. So I've dropped, I don't know, do we have, I'll drop it in there. If you can't access it, we can do that. But this is a document that shows all the activities in Moodle, all the activities in Canvas, and and compares them so that you can see if the activity you have in Moodle is going to work the same similarly in Canvas. And if there's no similar activity, then there is some suggestions. Most of the more difficult ones, you are going to want to make an appointment with someone at the ITRC to help you walk you through that. And these are what we've explored so far to be the best option.
So that's kind of it in a nutshell. We went through this really quickly, but we just wanted to kind of give you a basic structure if you're thinking about getting started on this, so that you don't feel like it's such a daunting process. These are the main steps that you'll follow to get ready to bring your course in. And if you work on it now, you'll have plenty of time to resolve those issues. You know, you can, this is getting into the next slides, but you can always make an appointment with any of us, and we'll be happy to sit down with you and do that comparison and make suggestions on anything that didn't come over quite the way that you wanted it to. So we do have a lot of resources available. Here are some links. The biggest one that I want to bring your attention to is the Canvas Transition webpage. That's where we are putting all of the most recent information. There are frequently asked questions, all types of things, and that is really your go-to source for anything related to our Canvas transition. We also have the ISG Canvas Faculty Essentials. It's an online self-paced training course in Canvas. You're automatically added to the Essentials, and when you go into Canvas, you'll see it listed under your courses. You can also request a workshop for your department. We have 3, I think, scheduled so far in various departments, and we're happy to come and do a more in-depth seminar with you guys, cover more in more detail of what we've done today. And also we can do some hands-on where everybody wants to bring their device and do their Canvas conversion, and then we'll walk around and help you do troubleshooting. We can also do those types of things either virtually or in person.
If you'd like to learn more, we have a variety of different ways in which you can do that. You can access our Tiger Tracks articles, which are a library of step-by-step instructions on how to do things in Moodle and Canvas. You can access our Wednesday webinar video library, which is a collection of Wednesday webinar videos on our YouTube channel for the ITRC. And you can also access a schedule of future Wednesday webinars if you'd like to see what is coming up. I'm going to go ahead and place a link in the chat. You can also scan the QR code there to access some of the links on these slides. Be on the lookout for future Wednesday webinars. You can do that in the ISU today, and you can check the Canvas Transition website for future Wednesday webinar videos. If you'd like to meet with somebody in the ITRC, you can always email us or give us a call at 208-282-5880. Feel free to stop down and visit us on the Pocatello campus in the ISU library. We're in the basement of the building, lower level. And you can also schedule a on-demand appointment individually with an individual from the ITRC. We're happy to meet with you by Zoom, phone, or even in person. And so I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you have a great day. Please join us next week.